Exciting destinations throughout the Bahamas, the Caribbean, Mexico, and Latin America. Call your travel agent or American Airlines today at 1-800-433-7300 and reserve your place in the sun.
Anytime, anywhere,
American Airlines.
Operation Snowwatch in effect. Updates every 20 minutes, and of course, increased weather and traffic reports as well. We'll get another update in just a couple of moments. Rick in the car on I-77. You're on the Bob Henderson Show on 3WWE. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Bob. First, Suzanne said to let everybody know 77 is just wet. It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Yeah,
Good
not
news.
too bad.
All right.
Media and the Bias. Or Bias, yeah, I mean.
Media and the Bias.
Yeah.
It sounds like a movie.
All right.
I'll be taking my son to that this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. 4-star. Anyway, how bias in the media doesn't exist. Last night, CBS and NBC did not air the Republican response to President Clinton's...
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be too concerned about that last night. If they don't tomorrow, I would be furious because they have always done it. Over the last 12 horrible years, it was always done. I just think it's fair if you're going to air the response. Although I think a response is ridiculous. But if you did it for one, you better do it for the other, and not at 1 o'clock in the morning either.
Exactly. I mean, it all started when Reagan was in office. So I mean, that's what triggered. I don't remember it being done beforehand.
Let's just keep it fair. That's and I would be furious if that's not the case.
You know, a little closer to home to your station, there was a report this morning on an economist from one of the universities who was asked his opinion on the plan, and said that he couldn't remember when it had been tried before, so he wasn't sure how it would work out. But the closest we had ever gotten to it was the Carter years. That was only replayed once that I heard.
Yeah, well, the point is we've raised taxes many, many times in this country, and every time you do, you stifle economic growth, and in many cases move the economy into recession.
I just felt that was a comment that deserved more airplay. I mean, we had to listen to every 30 minutes on Madonna's book was available at the public library yesterday.
Yeah, well, anyway, I appreciate your comments, Rick.
Thank you, Bob.
You're on the mark, and it's nice to hear from you this afternoon. Mick in Cleveland, you're on 3WWE, Mick.
Hi, how are you?
Decent.
Okay.
No, I'm really mad.
Yes.
I really am. I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
You know what I do for a living?
Yeah.
I'm just down here in the afternoon for grins. I'm going to get filthy rich out of this thing because all kinds of people are going to come to me, even middle-class people,
Right.
which is most everybody, which is most of my clientele, and they're going to want to know ways to save taxes. I'm going to get filthy rich, but it's going to screw the country. I'm telling you right now, this is horrible.
Well, I called the White House, and they took my comment, and I told them, I says, well, I don't agree with it. And she says, well, what state are you calling from? I told her Ohio, and I says, if anybody wants to sacrifice, I says, I would suggest that the president and every federal employee take a 10% pay decrease
Yeah, but
immediately.
that's still not going to solve the problem.
Well, I
it's
understand,
symbolic.
But she hung up awful fast.
Yeah, well, that's...
But, they didn't want to hear it.
The problem is much deeper than that, but you don't solve it by raising taxes because it's never reduced deficits. Now, when are we going to learn that?
Well, look at what Clinton wanted to do when he ran. He said, America is working harder for less money.
Well, you're sure going to be doing that now.
You got it.
And the point is, the guy that does have all the bucks, why should that guy work?
Well, I'm just looking at it now because I'm starting a company with my partners. We wouldn't hire anybody now because we're better off to do the work ourselves.
Sure, absolutely.
And even though we're working harder, at least get the money ourselves as opposed to sharing the wealth.
And you'll find ways of sheltering that money, too, because they're out there.
Exactly.
You increase taxes, you don't necessarily bring in more revenue. You usually bring in less. It's always happened that way. Well, good luck to you, Mick.
Hey, take care.
All right. Fasten the seatbelt. Back with more in a moment. Say, listen, if you don't have a personal financial planner, based on what we've discussed today, it is more important than ever. I'm not talking about an accountant or a stockbroker, but a professional financial planner helping you plan for your financial future. You probably aren't doing the best you can for yourself, especially if you're concerned about retirement or estate planning, or even buying a home or educating your children. But whom can you trust? Well, the leading financial planning firm in the country is IDS Financial Services. And for almost 100 years, IDS, an American Express company, has been helping people reach their financial goals, manage their taxes, and structure investments wisely. Now, I suggest you take advantage of a free consultation with IDS. Just call 1-800-453-4100 to arrange for a free consultation with a professional IDS financial planner. 1-800-453-4100. You know it's time to get serious about your financial future. Again, call 1-800-453-4100 and take control. 4:30 now, time for traffic, a service of Smythe Kramer. From the 3WWE Traffic Center, Jackie Red Smith.
Well, thanks, Bob. Lots of slushy conditions for motorists this afternoon. Use some extra care as you travel around on the roadways. Most of them are already well off the pace in the usual spots. 77 southbound. Very heavy from the inner belt all the way past 480. Just off the pace there, about 45 miles an hour is the best you're going to do. Very wet conditions, as Rick had reported already. Thank you, Rick. On the inner belt southbound, you're off the pace getting around the Carnegie Curve and then some patchy stop and go at the 77 exit ramp, and it goes all the way across the inner belt bridge to the West 14th exit ramp. On the roads, this is Jackie Red Smith, 3WE Traffic.
Looking for a home has never been easier. Watch Smythe Kramer Company's TV Open House Preview, Sunday morning at 10:30 on Channel 43.
The WWWE 3-day forecast from Brent Bass at the Weather Channel. A winter storm warning in effect until early tonight. Overnight, maybe another inch or two of snow, low 17. Tomorrow, light snow, high 24. Thursday, flurries and 19 for a high. And Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 30. Downtown, it is snowing 29. Cleveland's News Radio 1100, 3WWE.
From the 3WE Around the Clock newsroom, this is Ed Corey. This news is service of Alltel. The snow continues to fall. That winter storm warning continues in effect. Stay tuned to 3WE for the latest conditions. Traffic and weather together coming up on the quarter hour. We'll have the closings with Operation Snowwatch on 3WE at the top of the hour at 20 and 40 past. Your next closing update in 9 minutes, so stay tuned. The snow's been falling all over town, making the roads wet and slippery. How are folks handling the white stuff? Denise Pulverine went out to find out.
It doesn't matter if you live on the west or east side or downtown, you have to contend with several inches of snow today. Moses, who lives in Cleveland, tells me he can't stand the snow.
The weather's terrible out here.
Why? What do you...
It's balmy, too much snow. I should be in Florida.
The salt trucks are out all over town today. Service Director Bill Denahan was out and about himself in his personal car, told 3WE how it looked.
Well, the roads look very good. We pre-salted early last night around midnight.
We told you how 5 Cleveland children lost their lives in a tragic East 117th Street house fire over the weekend. Now the mayor set up a special fund called the Stafford Stowers Memorial Fund at all Society Bank branches in the county to help the family pay for the children's burial expenses. City Safety Director Carolyn Watts-Allen says every home needs a smoke detector with fresh batteries.
We want to continue to see to it that no child goes to bed in a home that does not have a smoke detector.
President Clinton has addressed the nation asking for support of his plans to increase taxes in order to help cut the deficit. Clevelanders have mixed reactions. We spoke to Hugh Black, who said he was disappointed.
I voted for the man, and I'm beginning to wonder. He's killing us middle class.
Others say the president deserves a chance to try to cut the deficit. They say raising taxes may be the only way, though, to deal with our economic problems. 3WE News Time is 4:33.
Today's typical busy household has 2 cars, 2.5 baths, 3 TVs, and 1 phone line. What's wrong with this picture?
Hey, I need to make a call. And the phone burst.
I have to make an important business call.
If you share 1 phone line with a spouse, kids, a computer, a fax,
Yeah, mine.
maybe you'd better call Alltel for an affordable second line.
Hang on.
Like on.